When no one else is around, there is someone out there who whispers your name into the darkness. Only the most genuine things are stored in the deepest, most secret part of their hearts, not loudly or in a way that anybody could hear. Despite their attempts to silence it, your name has always been there. Even when the days were hectic, life became noisy, and the distance between you seemed like it would finally be enough to make them forget. Because certain names and persons never go away, it was never enough. Like a candle that won't go out no matter how strong the wind is, they settle into the core of who you are and remain there, patient, warm, and eternal. This individual has been holding you in that manner, as if you were a sacred object that they are afraid to lose and even more afraid to never reach for. Every time they ask God for clarity, ask the cosmos for a sign, or ask their own hearts what to do, they receive the same response after spending nights staring at the ceiling. It returns to you. It has always returned to you. It's not a coincidence if something stirred in your chest as you read these words, it's recognition. The part of you that has been waiting without realizing it will be touched by what is about to happen, so stay put. Take a moment to close your eyes and experience this. Someone is thinking about you so intensely right now that everything else has stopped. Not a fleeting idea, not a casual recollection, but the type of thinking that consumes everything, the kind that speaks into quiet, the kind that makes everyday moments seem as though they are lacking something because you are not present. They have attempted to explain it to themselves. They have attempted to refer to it as nostalgia, habit, or anything else that would make it seem smaller and easier to handle. However, it won't be tiny. Their feelings for you are not insignificant. It is the entire narrative. They now use you as the yardstick by which all other relationships are judged, the presence that makes every absence seem most acute. There is a specific type of love that doesn't make an audible or flamboyant announcement. It silently declares that you are the one person they will never be able to file away into the past and call done, regardless of what occurs or how far the journey takes. They have tried. They've really made an effort. And they've failed admirably. Because they have learned something exceptional from failing to forget you, and they are now prepared to express it aloud. And what you believe to be true about this connection will become much more profound when you hear what they have been holding. Continue. This is something you must hear. The problem with overly emotional people is this. They experience more than simply love. It weighs heavily on them. Every unsaid phrase feels like a stone on their chest. They experience a tiny loss for each moment that went by without being honest. And this individual, your individual, has been experiencing it all. Each time they sent a message, they removed it. Each time they picked up the phone, they put it down again. Every time they were about to mention your name out to someone who might have understood, they swallowed that breath and fell back into stillness. They have been lamenting the lack of a conversation. Words of mourning that remain alive within them. Warm as ever. I'm still waiting. Erase what you should know about someone who has carried something for that long. It doesn't come out in a trickle when they do. It appears as though a river has been dammed for too long. Everything is included. With all the sensitivity they had accumulated. They crammed all of their longing into courteous silence. They refused to waste any of their affection on anyone else. Because there was a silent, unwavering part of them that always thought this day would arrive. It's almost time. The dam is collapsing. Furthermore, this person is about to release more than simply words. When they cease acting as though they don't need you, that is the reality of who they are. Keep it in mind. Because what follows is what will cause your heart to realize itself. They have made a choice that transforms a person from the inside out. They've made the decision to stop being fearful. I'm done picking silence above the truth. I'm tired of waking up every morning and bearing the burden of all you haven't said into yet another day that goes by without you. After examining their own reflection, they posed a single query. Could I put up with this person never knowing how I really felt? And they were shattered by the response. No, they couldn't. Because they can't file you under nearly, what if, or too late. For months, their heart has been composing letters to you. Unsent letters. Letters that their most honest selves had in their drafts. Awaiting the bravery to face reality. And it has now. Courage caught up. They are not presenting a performance to you. They don't arrive prepared, cautious, or guarded. They are approaching you in the same manner that the sea approaches the coast. Without hesitation, without regret. They will open up with everything they have. They will speak things that they have never said to anyone. They will examine you and reveal everything to you. The dread, the want, the unending love. Additionally, they no longer give a damn about its appearance. They don't give a damn who sees it or what people think. Because it has cost them more than words ever could to love you in silence for this long. Now is the time to like and subscribe if this is finding its way to a part of you that is aware of this energy. Because those who experience such intense emotions are the target audience for this channel. And what follows will delve even further into this connection's reality. When two people have a genuine connection, a certain moment occurs. It doesn't need to be close. It doesn't need a message, a phone call, or any kind of outside confirmation. It's just an emotion that comes on suddenly. An epiphany. A feeling of warmth that permeates the chest for no apparent reason. You might have experienced it lately. A glimpse of their face during a typical Tuesday. A song that took you to an unexpectedly tender place. A dream that left a trace of emotion so unique that only one person could have had it. You're not letting your imagination go wild there. It's a thread. A thread that unites two individuals who have a genuine connection. Something incomplete. Something living. For a very long time, the person on the other end of that thread has been feeling its tug. They have, too. I gave up battling it. They have allowed themselves to be drawn. Due to the fact that some threads should not be severed. Certain relationships are not designed to be outgrown, outweighed, or outlived. They are supposed to be approached with open hands. Would they, with a sincere heart? Am willing to declare, I don't know how this ends, but I know I can't let it end in silence. They are located there. Perched on the brink of everything they experience. Prepared to approach you. And you already know that in some way. You've known something for a long time. Whether this was genuine was never a question. Who would have the courage to say it first was always the question. Let's discuss the quiet. Because you might have seen the silence between you as a sign of apathy. It's possible that you convinced yourself that something genuine would have spoken by now. Feelings this important are not concealed. This kind of love doesn't. Hold on. However, quiet is rarely meaningless. When the truth is so vast that they lack the structure to contain it, people turn to silence. When their feelings are so deep, so sensitive, and so terrifyingly significant that using the incorrect words would be worse than saying nothing at all. This person became silent because they were too concerned to make a mistake. They fell silent because they could not stand the thought of losing you due to an awkward sentence, poor timing, or an unprepared moment. So they bided their time. They managed to hold it. With each day that goes by, they allow it to become more substantial, genuine, and indisputable. And now the silence is coming to an end with something far more potent than noise or drama. The calm, collected voice of someone who has come to terms with their own reality and is prepared to tell you. The voice of someone who chose to make this moment the one instead of waiting for the ideal one. You've been waiting for them to say something. You were simply unaware of it at the time. And your heart is already bending forward to listen to that sensation you are experiencing right now, that silent electricity in your chest. The way this individual loves you is both lovely and heartbreaking. It's lovely because it's so real. They have been bearing it all by themselves, which is devastating. They thought about you in laughter-filled halls. They wanted to tell you first when they were triumphant. At the darkest hours of the night, when everything seems unknown and the future appears to be an unanswered question. They were steadied by your face. They were reminded of the sensation of warmth by your recollection. Not because they choose to make you so important, but rather because this kind of importance doesn't require consent. It just shows up, takes its position, and reorganizes everything around it. They didn't fall in love with you the way people do in movies, that is, abruptly, dramatically, and with the perfect soundtrack. They fell like the tides, slowly and unavoidably, as though the shore had always been their destination and they were only now realizing that there was nowhere else they could go. There is only one thing left to do now that they are at the brink of everything they have been holding, at the edge of honesty. Just one discussion. Just one truth. One brave moment that could change the course of your future together. It's not about whether they're prepared. Yes, they are. Whether you are prepared to receive what has always been planned for you is the question that should be on your mind right now. The solution is on the horizon. This is where everything comes back to you. Everything. Each thread. Every murmur. This person had to choose between truth and terror every restless night. Everything has been heading in the same direction. In your direction. It's not because fate is a passive force, rather, it's because someone actively, thoughtfully, and painfully decided that you were worth every bit of all they risked. They're on their way. Not to make any demands. Not to put pressure on, execute, or demonstrate. But to finally be fully seen as I stand in front of you. To offer you their most genuine self as a gift. And put your confidence in you with the most delicate gift a person can give another person. The actual feelings they have. And you, if you're still here. If these words have been causing something in your body that you're not quite sure how to describe. You and they are already involved in this. You've been involved in this. You two never truly lost contact with one another. It was ready. Similar to holding your breath. Similar to a sealed letter that hasn't been sent yet. Similar like the dawn that the night has been gradually, silently, and unavoidably turning into. That daybreak is now. This is the release of breath. At last, the letter is opening. Be present for it. Be gentle enough to accept it. Have the courage to let it matter. Share this message with someone who needs to feel this too if it came to you at a time when your heart needed to hear it the most. Stay in touch and subscribe. Because you are already receiving the following message. Additionally, it will go even farther than this one did.